In ceremony 7, it was about clarity, and I remember ayahuasca saying, I'm not going to give you clarity yet, you're going to get clarity in the future. And I didn't know if I was making it up or not, and in retrospect I definitely wasn't. I definitely have more clarity now, 2 months later. And I reflected on my time there, and I thought, like, you know, I hadn't received what I wanted in my ayahuasca experience, and I was a bit let down. At the time, if anyone had asked me about ayahuasca, I probably would have told him I was just constantly sick and it's not worth doing again, and I wouldn't have done it. And this pretty much lasted up until I arrived home, because I thought nothing had changed for me. And then 2 days after I arrived back in Australia, I realized I was completely different. I was hypersensitive and highly emotional. I was, it wasn't pretty being around me. I was quick to aggression, and it wasn't great. And I felt like this is how I describe it. Everyone's been on holidays and they've come back the same person but different. And I've done that heaps of times. This was very different. I felt like the body was the same, but who was inside was completely different, and I could feel that there was a difference. And I had not yet made sense and integrated who I was and who I am now. And that whole emotional 2 days since I got back was me just figuring it out. And again, then I was still like, I remember telling people, I was like, ayahuasca, you're just sick a lot. I had a couple of hallucinogenic experiences, but you're not shot out of a cannon, and it's not what you're expecting. And this pretty much lasted up until about 2 weeks after I got back, and then I saw the full effect and everything integrated. And this is why I decided to make this video, so you can see my journey. What's changed in my life so far is that we've all had a goal, and we've all been here and we've wanted our goal, and there's been all these roadblocks. This has been the experience of my life as well. Ever since I did ayahuasca, these roadblocks have gone. And it's literally, here I am, this is what I want, this is what you need to do, it's already yours. And I have now this sense of certainty and clarity, and I can see now, when I visualize what I want, it is so clear, it is so strong, it is so HD, like it was never before like that. It was hard to visualize what I wanted, and now I can visualize in HD what I want. I have such a strong sense of certainty when I speak that I'm not only going to do it, like it's already here. And the way I interpret this is, I went with the intention of meeting God, and what I received was the ability to manifest like God whatever I want. And I'm constantly experiencing serendipitous situations now where life is just so easy. Like, I am truly blessed. Like, all the roadblocks are gone, and it's fucking magical. It's fucking magical. I'll give you a couple examples. Like, I was having coffee with a mate of mine, and I was telling him how I want to buy a new leather satchel bag because my other bag is damaged, and he was suggesting that I go to Oriton in the DFO because they have 70% off. And I was like, oh, interesting enough, I've got a family member up there in Sydney, my brother and my mum, and I'm pretty sure they'll be at the DFO. I'll give them a call. So we finish our coffee break, our coffee catch up, and then 15 minutes later I decide to call my mum, and I'm like, hey mum, are you anywhere near the DFO? And she's like, yeah, I'm actually at the DFO. I go, can you go to Oriton and see if they've got any bags? And she goes, I'm actually in Oriton, and I've got a bag around my neck, a satchel bag that I'm buying for you right now. That's one example. Another example is I went to Bondi last week, and I stayed at an Airbnb, and I was looking for hotels, you know, on like What If, Trivago and stuff, and then somewhere the thought came that you should check out Bondi, and I found a place in Bondi right on the beach for $100. And it turns out that the person is the same nationality as me. We have really similar interests, and we hit it off. And the crazy thing was, she rejected all these people who had applied to live with her or to do Airbnb, but yet there was no way that she could reject me. There was no button actually to click, which is a bit freaky. So, I went up to Bondi, had the best experience. It was super easy. I got along, and I'm constantly just in the right place at the right time. Things that I wanted in my life, I'm just aiming for these big goals that I thought I had to do all these steps to get to this big goal, and now I've just come to this realization that you don't need to go through all these steps. You can just go to the big goal straight away. You don't have to pay your dues. That's just a thought. And I think that is reflective of I let go of caring what people think. So there was this aspect of me that lived up to what people perceived me as, and I wanted to have and keep this good perception, this control of perception, and I let go of it. And it's not like I don't care what people think from this egotistical point of view of I'm better than you. It's literally that, like, those thoughts just don't enter my mind. Like, that is not part of my reality anymore. Yeah. I've also found a love for materialism, which ironically I went to Peru to do ayahuasca for spiritual growth, and I came back more materialistic than ever, and I'm totally cool with that. And it was expressed to me why that's important for me, to keep me grounded. And if you're grounded, you're grounded to this earth, to the present, to the right now, to the present moment. You're not thinking about the future, and that's one of the things that I needed, was to be here, to focus on the now, not on the future, on the goal of enlightenment, of being Buddha, of I can just be Ante here right now, and that's more than okay. So I've come to grow into my skin in a sense of comfort, clarity, and certainty that I never had before. And as a result of this level of like certainty and clarity in who I am, I feel very confident in my ability to go after what I want and create what I want and attract what I want. And life is definitely reflecting this back to me by, again, serendipitous situations constantly happening. The roadblocks are gone. My life is truly a blessing. If someone had asked me, like I said, do I recommend ayahuasca while I was doing it, I would have said no. If you had asked me a week after I'd come back to Australia, and if I recommended it, I would say no. If you asked me today, I would say yes. And I would love to go back, and I plan to go back to do more work. I definitely didn't get what I wanted. I got so much more. And one God experience, I don't think it would have been amazing, but the constant serendipity and the feeling of it's so easy. It is so easy. We make it so hard. And if you can just let go of those chains and those balls that we all carry, those emotional baggage, we let go of that shit, then life, you see the blessing in life. You see how easy it is. And you see what I'm seeing is that I'm constantly in the right place at the right time. When I've got a question about something, someone tells me the information. When I've got an idea and I don't know how to execute it, I see how it can be executed on TV. Yeah. My ayahuasca experience is this journey of like it being shit to being extremely beautiful. I hope this helps someone watching. It's long, I know. A couple of things I would suggest is find somewhere good, and I do recommend Refugio Altiplano, and you can just search that in Google. The shamans are really important to the healing. They're 50% of the equation in my opinion. If you have dodgy shamans, they can't call in the spirit of the plant to come help. Or if they don't have enough years experience, they don't have enough years experience, right? More experience, the better you are. That's simple. Also, you're in a very hypersensitive environment. You want to be with trustworthy people. And I feel like Refugio, they're very trustworthy people. And I also like their system of you purge, you heal, you get clarity. And it might not be the way you expect it, but it's a system that allows for this beautiful unfolding and flowering of life that I'm experiencing. I can't recommend it highly enough. The other thing is that I have done extensive amount of self-development over 10 years. Coaches nearly every year, self-help books, courses, seminars, healers, constantly working on myself. I suggest to anyone that wants to go do ayahuasca, first invest in yourself so you don't have so much baggage that you need to let go of. The other thing I would suggest is you go there with a completely open canvas, completely open, and see what Mother Ayahuasca gives you and brings you. Namaste, people. Enjoy.